I'm going to start letting people in, Jackie.
Okay.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Julie. How are you?
I'm good. Can I ask you a quick question? So when I ask for like approval of agenda and those things, do I have to ask for first and second and all that?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
It's an action item.
I didn't see that in the minutes from last meeting, and I thought, well, maybe I got that wrong. But anyway, that's good. I'm thinking,
No worries.
prompt me if I do something wrong, because I'm still
Okay.
figuring it out. I'm thinking, oh, I don't do these often enough.
No worries. Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an informal group, but yeah, we do have to follow those laws. So I will. I'll prompt you if anything comes up.
Thank you. So, say,
Thanks.
you're not the, so is Rebecca, who's in the office, or is that just Rebecca?
Rebecca and Jackie.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually working from home this morning, so that's the
Yeah,
great thing about this.
I know. I have a meeting I have to go in this afternoon for, at 1:30, we have a Board of Adjustment we have to go in for. I was in the office the last few mornings, but just because sometimes it's easier. It's different things going on.
Yeah. Nice to have that flexibility for sure.
Yeah.
I see people still joining, so we'll give another couple minutes to give people some time, and then I'll call a roll. Morning, everyone. I have 9 o'clock on my watch, and looks like the people joining is kind of tapered off. So I'll go ahead and call roll here. Let me pull up the roster. And just a reminder, this is being recorded as well as broadcast live on our YouTube channel. So without further ado, Kevin Berry.
Here.
Alex Wolfson.
Present.
Let's see, I believe we have David Hutchinson in for Kurt Dietrich.
Yes. Present.
Great. Thank you. Kelly Mullen.
Present.
Amber Sosa.
Here.
Ian Crittenden.
Here.
Mitchell Fink.
Here.
Julie Olander. Hi, Julie. I know you're here.
All right, put myself on mute.
No problem. Daniel Inouye.
Here.
Chris Tully.
Here.
Elaine Wiseman. No. Do we have anyone with Reno Sparks Indian Colony? Okay. Sandy Freund. Okay. Lisa Butterfield.
Here.
And Enos Han. Okay, I don't see Enos. We do have a quorum. And just for the record, I will go through RTC staff as well. Myself, Dan Denges. Looks like, oh, it looks like we do have Chris Cobb from the Reno Tahoe Airport Authority.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, the names are jumping around a bit here. With RTC, we have Doug Malloy, Nancy Muse, Stephanie Haddock. And it looks like in the conference room, we have Jacqueline Maldonado, David Carr, and Rebecca Capular. Did I miss anyone? Okay, hearing none, it sounds like we have everyone accounted for. And just a quick reminder, please mute yourself unless you wish to speak, just to cut down on the background noise. And please do state your name if you make a motion or have a comment. And with that, Julie, I'll turn it over to you to call the meeting to order.
All right, good morning, everyone, and I'm calling the meeting to order. Welcome to the RTC Regional Transportation Technical Advisory Committee this morning on August the 5th. It's a little after 9 o'clock. So the first item we have is approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Move to approve the agenda. Daniel Inouye.
Crystal ITMRPA second.
Thank you so much. And moving on to item 2, we have public comments. Do we have any public?
Sorry about that. No public comment.
Okay. And then on to item 3.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Daniel Inouye, point of order. We should be voting on item 1. We have a motion and a second.
Oh, I apologize. Thank you, Daniel. Yes, going back to item 1, do we have do we have a let me think of the word. Can we vote in approval for this?
Do we need a second? Is that?
We got a second.
Seconded it. Crystal ITMRPA.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. This is the rookie here.
Hi, Julie. This is Mitchell Fink with Washoe County. There's a correction needs to be on the agenda for item 7. It had me as the person that gave the presentation or the update for the 5 Bridges project, but I believe that was Amber Sosa.
Any other corrections for the agenda? All right, not hearing any. Do I have a motion to approve the agendas with that change? Or the minutes with that change?
Julie, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Okay, thanks, Ian. I'm sorry, I'm using my computer off my, I'm using the computer on my, my Mac on the computer. So do I have a approval of the minutes from July 1st, 2021? Do I have a motion to approve the minutes with that one change that Mitch Fink spoke of?
Julie, this is Kelly. Move to approve with that change.
Thank you, Kelly. Do I have a second?
Mitchell Fink, Washoe County, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, moving on to item 4. It's a recommendation approval of the proposed amendment number 1 for the FFY year or 2021 to 2025 and for the Regional Transportation Improvement Program. And do I have a presentation for that?
Yeah, thank you, Julie. This is Dan Denges with RTC. I do want to note too that Elaine, for the record, Elaine Wiseman with the Reno Sparks Indian Colony joined approximately 9:04. And it looks like Sandy Freund is with the Washoe County School District is joining right now. So just want to point that out for the record. And I'm going to share my screen here real quick. But before I do, basically we have a proposed amendment to the Regional Transportation Improvement Program, or RTIP. Anytime there's a new project that utilizes federal funds, we need to go through a formal public comment period and approval process for the RTC's public participation plan. And so the main intent for this amendment is to incorporate projects that have been awarded through RTC's what's called 5310 program. And this is basically funding that we pass through to or sub-allocate to applicants that provide transportation services for like seniors and for those with disabilities, kind of fill in some of those gaps that, you know, we try to address with our paratransit services. What I wanted to pull up though, because we have, since we are taking this opportunity to push this amendment through, we wanted to include any other changes to existing projects that were already on the books. So these are mostly just schedule changes, and in some cases, minor budget changes. But we wanted to, we got some bids in and wanted to kind of true those up a little bit. So let me share my screen because I know there was a few questions as regarding what those changes were. Can everyone see that?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Thank you. So just kind of starting from the top, the first four are the projects that I spoke of, the 5310 projects that we needed. Actually, some of the projects were already being continued. However, the scope has changed for a little bit for a couple of them, but essentially those first four projects are what the amendments intended for. So just kind of going down the list, the other ones that we're proposing changes, just a cost update based on the bid that came in for Audi Wells. We have schedule updates for, you can see for most of these, and in most cases that means just pushing some of these projects back by a year or two, just because we're not quite ready to go with them yet, as they are listed in RTIP. They're still within the 21 to 25 timeframe though. This one with the Southeast connector, there was basically a typo that needed, we do a maintenance of the wetland area that's annually a $50,000 cost. 1 year we were showing 500,000, which was incorrect. Just a cost increase to Lemon Drive widening. On Sparks Boulevard, we needed to update the project limits for phase one. There were the description in the RTIP was a little incorrect, but they match currently what that is right now. And then these last ones are all NDOT projects, and they provided the change regions for those. So if I'm happy to entertain any questions about these projects, but like I said, there's no scope changes to these projects. These are just minor schedule adjustments or budget updates. And with this amendment, because we're adding transit programs, there's no air quality implications. So there's no need for transportation conformity analysis. And we are currently under public comments, which started on July 30th. This will run through August 19th, and then kind of conclude with a public hearing at our board meeting, which is scheduled for August 20th. To date, we haven't received any comments, but would certainly happy to entertain any questions right now.
Hi, Dan. For the record, David Hutchinson. Just a quick question. I was sent some information regarding the Vassar Street project about potentially changing the title, since we'll be doing pedestrian improvements as well as bike lanes. Would this be the appropriate time to bring that up?
Yeah, thank you, David. That is, and I will note that we can still make changes to this basically up until we seek approval from our board on the 20th. I believe Doug Malloy's on the line. We actually had a conversation this morning. Doug, I don't know if you wanted to kind of weigh in on that at all.
Yeah, for the record, Doug Malloy, Engineering Manager, RTC. Yeah, certainly, I think David's question is about the name of this item, and I think could be called multimodal, whatever it's appropriate. I don't see an issue with that. We did take a look at the cost and scope and limits, and there's two areas that Vassar Street is shown in our RTP. One is from Kitski to Terminal. That's the project we're talking about here. And the other is from Kitski West to Holcomb, and that's in the out years. So there could be a little bit of confusion there. But David, I think I got your question, and I think the name can certainly be changed. Looks like we're doing there's some gaps of sidewalk that need to be replaced as part of this project.
Yes, that's my understanding.
Yep. And we will be looking at that.
And we can certainly update that. This is for sure an appropriate time to do that. So we can get that change in there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay, well, so this item is it's an action item. We're seeking recommendation of approval of the amendment or to bring forward to our board.
So do I have recommendation to accept this?
Ken, your sound is
My sound
out
still
again.
good?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to hear you, Julie. Sorry.
I'm going to turn my video off and get really close so you don't see my. So this is a recommendation to approve the proposed amendment to the RTIP. Do I have a motion to approve? Is that, are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
This is Kelly. Move to approve.
Thank you, Kelly. Do I have a second?
Crystal
Second.
ITMRPA, I'll second that.
Thank you, Chris. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All right, moving on to development updates. Do we have any development updates? All right, not hearing any. Can we go through the member items? Does City of Reno have anything?
And Julie, just, sorry, this is Kelly, just moving back to the development items. I did want to give a brief update for the
sorry.
city. We've had some small to medium multifamily projects come through recently, nothing pretty large size. We do have 142 lot townhome subdivision in the North Valleys off of Vista Raphael that's going to Planning Commission in September. We had another 120 unit multifamily complex off Northtown that was recently approved. And then just for the rest of the group, I wanted to provide an update on an ordinance change that's coming up. City of Reno is looking at updating its tree protection standards. And this would impact both private property trees and street trees, those trees in the public right of way. We just had council initiate that this past week. And then we are going to be starting up some draft language options that we will be bringing out to the public in the September and October timeframe. So if anyone has interest in learning more about that process or staying updated, feel free to reach out to me and I'll put you on our update list. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate you adding that information. Anybody else have any development updates? Okay, moving on to item 6, member items. City of Reno, do you have any things to add?
Nothing here.
Thank you. City of Sparks?
Nope, nothing today.
Thank you, Amber. Washoe County, Mitch?
Nothing. Thank you.
Okay. NDOT?
This is Alex Wolfson. Just a couple quick updates on what we've been up to. SVX project, major lane closures are shut down this week for hot August nights, but I'm sure a lot of people have seen that new configuration of the Mill and 2nd Street off ramps on southbound 580. That was a big change on the project. The temporary frontage road that's connecting the two ramps, that's only temporary. Eventually it'll go into a smoother configuration. Just a heads up, sometime in the fairly near future, the eastbound Wells on ramp to I-80 will most likely be closing for about a month or so. This is just to help facilitate one of the next phases as we rebuild the split to go from eastbound to southbound, northbound. So that's all I got. I don't know if Kevin has anything.
Nothing much. This is Kevin Berry from NDOT. I just wanted to remind everybody we are having our second public meeting on the Mount Rose Corridor study on Tuesday the 10th from 4 to 7. It's at Tamarack. We have a website out there that should provide some more details, but I know that we're working pretty closely with RTC Washoe to help promote that meeting. It's going to be a hybrid of in-person and virtual. And that's all I have.
Thank you. The school district?
Good morning, Julie. No, nothing right now, just ramping up for the school, school year coming up. August 9th. Watch out for all those school zones. They'll be turned on.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thank
The
you.
Airport Authority?
Good morning. Yes, this is Lissa Butterfield. I'd like to give an update on our landside facilities planning study that we started several months ago. We've just finalized our forecasts. And what we are looking at in terms of facilities is we're looking to find out in the next 20 years or when we reach the point of about 3.3 million enplanements. That's the number of people who get on the plane here at RNO, not the total number of passengers. We were looking at our access road level of service, our curbside pickup and drop off level of service, as well as our public parking, our employee parking, and our rental car facilities. And we've identified 3 major constraints as part of our forecast process. The first is our curbside pickup and drop off areas. For airport planning purposes, we try to build to level of service C. At our 20-year mark or our planning activity level 3, we estimate that we'll be at level of service E for our drop off and level of service F for our pickup during our peak time periods. So we are going to have to identify some solutions as to how to manage our pickup and drop off areas so that we don't reach level of service E and F. And then additionally, the other 2 areas that we have significant constraints in the future are going to be well, actually, it's not in the future, it's right now. Our public parking, in 2019, we were at 99% capacity in our public parking facilities. So our estimate for our planning level 3 or the 20-year horizon is that we need to construct or facilitate the development of an additional 1,600 public parking spaces. For those of you who are familiar with the airport, our open air surface lot is less than 1,500 spaces. And our parking garage has about 800 parking spaces on each floor. So we're looking at either an additional parking garage or we're looking at an additional surface lot somewhere. And then for our rental car facilities, it's been determined that our rental car facilities are already about 50% of where they need to be to meet the actual demand we have here at the airport. The rental cars are doing what they can with staffing to facilitate as many rental car transactions as possible. But our estimate for 20 years from now is that we need to increase our capacity threefold in terms of rental car operations, assuming that the demand continues to move at the level that we have been seeing and there aren't too many impacts related to things like TNCs or other mode choices going forward. I will note that all of our public parking numbers and our rental car forecast numbers, we have a with TNC and without TNC forecast, just in case we don't see the decrease in public parking and rental cars that we expect due to TNCs. And so in the next couple months, we're going to be developing alternates and a development plan, and I'll be happy to share that with the RTC team, the TAC group, once we have our preferred development plan. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. FHWA.
Don't believe they're on the call.
Okay, thank you. Air quality.
Good morning. Nothing more to add today. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. RPA.
Good morning. Crystal, TMRPA, a few items. Give me a second. The Truckee Meadows Annual Report is now live on our website, yay, and that address is tmrpa.org/TMAR. Our big push for the year was to obtain the CIP data, which we received an impressive amount, and we are still in the process of digesting that and are planning to bring that forth to the RPC and RPGB in the future, and I'll bring that up when that happens here at the TAC. And then an update on the natural resources plan, which we've hired a consultant and we're currently working to get the scope of work approved through the RPC and the RPGB. That went to the RPC this last on Monday. And then the GB, it'll be going to them on the 12th this next week. That's all for me. Thanks.
Thanks, Chris. Reno Sparks Indian Colony. Anybody from there here?
Looks like we have Elaine, but she might, oh, here she comes. Elaine, I don't know if you're trying to talk, but we're not able to hear you. Sorry about that.
Okay, moving on then to item 7, which is agenda items for future TAC meetings. Do we have any items that might be coming on?
This is Kevin. I'm sorry. This is Kevin Berry from NDOT. I know it's been mentioned that our leadership and your leadership are interested in seeing an update on the prioritization process that we've taken our STIP and work program through the last 2 years. So I don't know if it's appropriate for the September TAC meeting to meet to enable us to get on to the board agenda for September. That's something that maybe Dan, if you can help me kind of understand that a little bit better with what your leadership is expecting, but I know we'd have to take it here first.
Yeah, that'd be great, Kevin. We could have a side conversation, but I believe September would work if that works for your schedule.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you guys are prepared, and then also our leadership is prepared to provide an update to your board.
Perfect. Yeah, feel free to send me an email or give me a call anytime.
Okay.
Thanks.
Anything else? Okay, moving on to item 8, RTC staff items. Do we have any staff items?
Nothing for me. I defer to any of my RTC colleagues.
I'm gonna stand up here because I felt so small back there. I just have a quick update. Just as a reminder, RTC still has a call for projects on the TA set aside program, and that is open until October 1st. If anybody has any questions on that, they can contact me, Rebecca Capular at RTC, and of course, it's all on our website as well. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Rebecca.
I have one too, so I had to walk up here.
It started a trend.
David Carr. Just a transit operational change. With a schedule change, we have scheduled approximately August 14th, depending on how the labor situation works out. We're going to make a change in our route announcements. So the last 4 years, we've been trying to announce every stop, and we've reached a point where there's still too many errors, and we're not able to get accurate stop announcements because there's a lot of overlap, and the memory cards that are on our system just don't have the capacity. So we're going to be going back to where the FTA guidelines are and just keep the priority points of interest and the specific time points. And so that change will be go in effect in the next schedule change.
Thank you, Richard.
This is Doug Malloy in engineering again. Just a quick update on a couple of more significant projects. Our Lemon Drive widening and diverging diamond interchange reconstruction at US 395 is underway. That's going to continue through about 1.5 years of construction. Audie Wells should be getting started here in the next couple of months. Granite Construction was awarded that contract. That's going to occur over the next 3 construction seasons. The Arlington Avenue Bridges project, there's a RFP out now for NEPA and design. We'll be getting proposals in here and going through those and selecting a consulting firm, hopefully, in the next couple of months. We continue to work with NDOT on the Pyramid Widening project. They're continuing with design, and the anticipated start of construction is late next year. Our 2023 pavement preservation program projects, including rehab and reconstruct projects, have been selected, and we'll be moving forward into design on those. And then lastly, the Center Street cycle track project is somewhat on hold for now until we do some additional analysis of cycle facilities on Virginia Street, either alternatively or in conjunction with that project. So that was it. Happy to answer any questions.
Anyone have any questions for Doug? Okay, any other RTC staff items?
Nope.
Okay. Moving on to item 9, do we have any other public comment?
No new public comment. Thank you.
And then item 10, adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So I apologize. This is Kevin Very again.
Okay.
I forgot to mention something that I think is probably pretty relevant to this group. NDOT is currently putting together their annual work program and an amendment, annual amendment to our STIP. We will, because it's only an amendment to the STIP, public comment is super short for that, and that'll take place starting on August 16th. So I wanted you guys to be aware that that's coming. I was thinking maybe I had another month before I needed to provide that update to you guys, but it is August. So I just wanted to make sure you guys understood that we are doing our STIP and annual work program for the 22 cycle, and the public comment will start August 16th.
Hey, Kevin, this is Dan Dentist. And we could probably have an offline conversation, but it's my understanding those are mostly changes that would probably would qualify as a administrative modification, at least in the Washoe County region. I've been working with your staff a little bit on that. So I just want to confirm that, there aren't any projects that are changing that would necessarily trigger an amendment, like a formal amendment in the Washoe County region. Or if that is the case, if maybe we could kind of include those with this pending amendment that we have.
So I'd have to dive a little deeper, Dan, into those changes. The issue that, and it's the chicken and egg situation for us. We want to take it to our transportation board on Monday for informational only. We then want to have them provide some comment based on that informational item and then open it up for public comment. So I'd love to be able to stick everything into this current amendment. Maybe we can meet offline and kind of go through some of the things that we're doing. I'm just a little nervous that if we amend your tip right now with some of those regionally significant projects or some of the federal projects that would, that are in our STIP that ultimately get loaded into your tip, are we limiting some of the opportunity for our board to weigh in? So you see where I'm.
Yeah, understood. Yeah, we'll touch base offline.
Okay.
Just wanted to throw that out there. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd love to do it, but I think it's a little premature, and I don't want our board to react negatively for us changing a tip before they had time to weigh in.
Sure.
All right, so can I move on to item 10, the adjournment? Are there any other items we need to chat about? All right, not hearing any, I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn.
Chris Tolley, Team RPA, so moved.
Thank you, Chris. Do I have a second?
Mitchell Fink, Washoe County, second.
Thanks, Mitch. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, thanks everyone for joining us today, and we'll see you next month.
Thanks.
Thanks, Julie. Thanks, everyone. I
Thanks,
will
Dan.
note too that the meeting ended at 9:32 a.m.
Thank you for that.
Sure.
Thanks. Bye.